If you've ever improved a prompt and then lost track of what changed, you need a tiny experiment store. We'll log runs to SQLite and query trends so progress becomes visible. You keep tweaking things and the numbers move, but you cannot say which change actually helped. Today you will be able to record each run, compare per-case scores across runs, and count how many times an experiment actually won. That turns vague optimism into clear, repeatable wins. I'm Professor Pi, teaching AI engineering and LLM systems from basics to advanced with simple, concepts-first Python that helps you solve bigger real-world problems. Many people iterate on prompts, data, or small model changes and only look at an aggregate score. That hides which examples improved and by how much. An experiment dashboard is simply a structured way to store each run, then ask focused questions. Success looks like a quick query that says which experiment produced the most wins over time, not a spreadsheet full of filters and manual counting. At a high level, the idea is simple. Store runs in a small local database. For each run, store the details you care about, like experiment name, a per-case identifier, and the score for that case. Then write queries that compute deltas between runs, aggregate wins, and plot a compact trend. Strengths are low overhead and easy reproducibility. A weakness is that you need consistent case identifiers across runs to measure differences. We will build a minimal pipeline that creates a runs table, records the first run, adds per-case scores and averages, computes run-to-run gains with a ranking window, counts wins using a threshold, then appends a new run and shows a compact trend. Nothing fancy, just SQLite and plain queries. This keeps the workflow auditable and portable. Now let's create the experiment table and record the first result. This snippet creates a SQLite runs table and logs the first experiment result. It starts by defining a table structure that holds a run identifier, an experiment name, a case identifier that stays stable across runs, a numeric score, and a recorded time. The core idea is to make each row one case outcome for one run. The key lines create the table if it does not exist. Then insert a first set of rows representing the initial run. In practice, you will use a short CSV or a list of case results to insert. The run identifier groups rows so later queries can compare whole runs easily. Next, we will record per-case scores and compute run-level averages for easy comparison. This snippet adds per-case scores and averages them per run for comparison. It inserts rows that represent individual case results for a new run, then shows how to compute a simple run average by grouping on the run identifier. The idea is to keep both detailed rows and aggregated numbers so you can drill down. Important lines show how to compute the average score for each run and list runs sorted by that average. If you change the aggregation from average to median, you will affect sensitivity to outliers. Keeping per-case rows lets you choose the aggregation without rerunning the experiments. Now we will compute run-to-run gains so we can see which runs improved on their predecessors. This snippet ranks improvements using a window function to compute run-to-run gains. It uses a window-style pattern to pair each row for a case with the previous run for the same experiment and case, then computes a delta score. The core idea is to compare the current score to the immediate prior score for that same case, so you measure run-to-run improvement. Key parts show partitioning by experiment and case identifier, ordering by runtime or run ID, and subtracting previous score from current score to get a gain column. That gain is what you use to judge wins, losses, and neutral changes. Next, we will count wins per experiment with a configurable minimum gain threshold. This snippet counts wins per experiment using a configurable minimum gain threshold. It takes the gains calculated earlier and applies a numeric threshold so only meaningful improvements count as wins. The main concept is that small noise can look like improvement, so you explicitly require a minimum delta to call a win. The important lines filter gains greater than the threshold, then group by experiment and count those rows. Changing the threshold raises or lowers how strict you are. A higher threshold favors confident wins, but may miss small but real improvements. Finally, we will append a new run and show a compact trend for one experiment. This snippet appends a new run and shows a compact trend for one experiment. It inserts another batch of per-case results with a new run identifier, then runs a compact query that produces a time-ordered trend of average score and count of wins for that experiment. The main idea is to make a single sequence you can glance at to understand if the experiment is steadily improving. Important parts: add the new rows, recompute averages or wins for the affected runs, and then select the compact trend for display. This is the last step that turns raw data into a readable evolution over time. In a real project, you would map each case to a stable example identifier, feed model outputs into the same scoring function, and run these statements after each experiment. That keeps your dashboard lightweight and directly usable in a pipeline. Recap: it is a tiny experiment store in SQLite that records per-case scores. Use it when you want explainable, reproducible comparisons across runs. One caveat: you need stable case identifiers and a sensible minimum gain threshold to avoid noise. Next step: tune the minimum gain threshold and watch how the wins count changes. That single knob often separates noise from meaningful improvements. If short, practical AI engineering helps, subscribe and watch the AI engineering videos.